You know, we go through tremendous hardship, tremendous challenge, tremendous joys, and those things translate across time.
Shakespeare wrote about the things that we share with each other: love, loss, death, violence, the big things.
Wolves and bears, they say, casting their savageness aside, have done like offices of pity.
You never spoke what did become you less than this.
He's whispering nothing.
When you perform these plays here and now to relate to these people, you're doing them in the way that they would have done them in 1599. So if you come to our theater, you won't see pumpkin pants and ruffs and, British accents. The opposite,
I think a lot of people see Shakespeare almost as a language barrier, like listening to French or Italian being spoken, that there is an intellectual barrier, that there is a linguistic barrier in terms of not actually being able to understand the words that are spoken. And I can understand how, at first glance, those things could be very intimidating. But I think if you're seeing Shakespeare done well, as it is being done here, very, very well, it's all very clear. The story becomes clear, the relationships between people become clear. And then I think you can start to relax because the actors are in control of telling the story, and that's really at the heart of it.
When Shakespeare was writing, he wasn't the cornerstone of, seventh grade English curriculum. He was a young playwright on the make with a patron like the Queen, and he was taking enormous artistic risks. And he had to write a play that would appeal to people with no experience of plays and no formal education. He had to write to satisfy both of those audiences. So, I think when this place is really working and an audience is sitting kind of under the spell of a play, it feels to me like we're doing Shakespeare right.
We are talking about themes about love and redemption and faith and forgiveness, and those are things that span centuries.
Thou, Hermione, contrary to the faith and allegiance of a true subject, didst counsel and aid them for their better safety to fly away by night.
Oh no! Once a day I'll visit the chapel where they lie, and tears shed there shall be my recreation.
While our day-to-day lives have changed, our life experiences have remained very much the same, I think. It's about the heart. And, I think that there is something so exciting, particularly for those audiences who are coming, who know these plays ahead of time, who've read these plays, to see it embodied by human beings that add levels of complexity and depth and emotion and spontaneity to text that on the page is beautiful but flat and poetical. I think Shakespeare was meant to be performed. It was meant to be spoken and embodied by human beings, and that's really where it comes alive.
There's something about the heartbeat of these plays which is very humane. It's about people connecting to each other. And I think the plays endure because Shakespeare wrote about the things that we share with each other: love, loss, death, violence, the big things, in terms more vivid and more humane than anyone else ever has. And that's why we keep doing them. Now, can we bring something new to them? Maybe we can.
There's something else about the Hudson Valley Shakespeare Festival that makes it unique, and that's its setting. Housed here at Boscobel House and Garden, it turns what would otherwise be an ordinary night at the theater into an event, complete with one of the best backdrops that anybody could ask for, a backdrop that the actors say actually influences what happens under the big tent.
The Hudson River, the view, the birds, the breeze. It all speaks so much to, in some ways, what it would be like to perform this at the Globe, where they're performing this play in the round, in an open-air theater on the Thames.
It can rain, the mist can blow in, a raccoon can walk across the stage, the bathrooms are making noise. It's like you can't control the environment. You have to embrace it. not only do you have to surrender to it, you have to embrace it. And I've now been around this tent enough to know that some of the most unforgettable moments are the wildly unexpected moments, because it gives the audience the feeling that that it's happening with them right here, right now. And that's what I think part of the reason why people come to the theater.
But this is more, it's almost like a Turner painting. It's this amazing backdrop that we don't have to worry about lighting, it just does its own thing. And as the show continues, the backdrop shifts, it becomes sunset, the stars come out, the moon comes out. It's this changing painting that just kind of is the underbelly, the rhythm of the play.
You know, when an audience comes to see a play here, I'm looking out there at, 150 people enjoying a picnic with their friends and family, and they enjoy this setting, they have a glass of wine, they can see actors that they're going to see in the show throwing the baseball back and forth, and then at a certain point they migrate under this tent, they can see each other, and there's this incredible sense of anticipation.
If powers divine behold our human actions as they do, I doubt not then but innocence shall make false accusation blush, and tyranny tremble at nations.
Bring people that you love, invite them as a group, have a picnic, share a bottle of wine, laugh, look at the kind of scenery that, we're lucky to have access to, and then enjoy, being taken somewhere by a story.
It is this little secret gem of a place that I wish more people knew about, and sometimes kind of wish people didn't know, because it's one of those gems that you just don't want to share. It's just special. And it will open your eyes to the magic of storytelling, and particularly Shakespeare, and what it has to give.
The storytelling and the setting are magical. You'll thank me after you go. The Winter's Tale is just one of the productions at the festival this summer. They're doing 5 shows in repertory: The Winter's Tale, The Tempest, A Midsummer Night's Dream, and 2 non-Shakespeare plays, The Arabian Nights and An Iliad, adopted from the play by Homer, the festival's first ever solo show. Performances run through September 1st at Boscobel in Garrison, New York. Tickets start at just $20. For more information, visit the festival's website at hvshakespeare.org. And a special thank you to photographer Justin Shumway and Newsbreakers super editor Ashley Giddix for making that piece look so great. That's going to do it for this edition of Newsbreakers. I'm Andrew Whitman. You can catch a new edition of Newsbreakers every weekend right here, only on FiOS1 News, only on Verizon. Have a great weekend.